Whairanga.
Malomo e lau maria ho eki pia pe he foki ki he tonga mo i vulango toa o mo mea mai ki he pol kalama ko ia ai TWN i he whiawhini. Ko e whiawhmoni te fokeni a ta fitu o Sanuari o e wafi mā wowa pa ko tau whiawhia, tau whimātaki o ku ikai ke iai ha taha o more atu hani mo ui i he taimini. I he anga e whiawe ake hora ngāhi a ongo ko ia o e whiawhini. Ko polo kalama ko i niu whahoko whakanga tonu a tia pia me Seattle, Washington i he whiawhini. Pia koa Brenda ko ngaika ko hoa ngā ue ko Emerini wha umuni tei. Pia oku ma whakahoko te polo kalama ko ia whikau aki. Pia moe whakatatau pe ki he mau atu mi he lokini ai ngahi tala whikau aki mo i tuunga o kuiai a Tonga. Pia pehe mo i tau whemau waki ai ngahi o ngongo ki he whunga whonua. Pia mo i kakai ko ono ui ngā whoko te ki ai ha tala pau ko mau whoke ai cable a Tonga. Ko iai o tau whaamu pe te tau whiokotaki e loto hanga marie pe amuha loto lahi au pito o si o tau kakai pe pehe mo e whare o e tamatu i mohono family. Malo.
Te kufeka, o ai moe, o ai Matami motami motami pea Ai te molo mo mene ko maka Mamani molani koto ko pautena Ilo ai le kono o ngau E nonga koto o kapa e rau O waimu
That was beautiful.
Yeah, you like that?
Yes, malo la Maria Hawaii pe malo le atonga ko tope. Doge que la prenta nai ko Emeline fa amunite. Ko e fini fa prenta ko ta proclama e fini ne mo ko regular e proclama e fini ko history and culture ka go ta hanga shift ki e ngahi ko nga ko e hoko ko na fa tamaki tonga i he eruption ko ne o e mo ngafi. Ko ia ta mai pe ngai fasi ke fa fia mari ka tek na tolu tonga he ko tu ko tani mi ha ko lave nei o ku mala it take it 2 weeks ke polo ka ko
Yes.
pe tau I lo I o ku lele ke o ku osi ali fai waka me papo ni kini ke nei fai ai ngā we ko ni ki tonga ka ko connection ka me tonga he tani mi I found now tolu pe now satellite um, internet ye baya
Yeah.
me me ko New Zealand High Com pe ya pa me ngahi pot ngawe ko o kunau um fa ngai fetu taki ko ya kana ke lava fo ke nai prenta ta programa ko ane nai ange ki he hoko fo ke me ko ni it come close to us here at home ne wala te ke American he time ko ya prenta but I kind of wanted to have you a little bit bring that in and I very close to you back in the 1980s at time
Yes.
gonna erupt by go I volcano going in Mount St. Helens so I maybe gonna bring it in and then you can just talk about it Brenda
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. Fa pita menini.
yeah
Ko uhinga pe fokia o ku talota pe ke o mai he kono inga ko ngahi mea sio pau sio tonu hange pe ko experience e tonga ki ai he taimini. He?
go
Ka koe
yeah
mea koe na kai ke si ima teu teu ki ai ka kai ai uha asset ai asset ko ha uhe
right
he uha.
right
Koe whai ke he pe ai ongo pae ai volcano. Koe mo unga ia i o me me tatau pe ia mea koe nei hoko I tonga he tok whakasio I whawia ki he anga koe ni nau o mai u tā koe ni from way back. Oku koe whaunga tatau pe he puhi e
go yeah
mea katoa ki tua me he mo unga pea osko ia pea toi tsunami hi fo pe vai tahi mo I mea katoa aini o hauai o tsunami pe o au connect mai ke lake mo e te match life whaka uri uria.
go
Ka
yeah
koe mea pe ko whi vahe vahe nai osi I lo I pe ia ai pāgoa Mountain Helen he nai alu hifo e ashes. Kana e talape ki mua ke tui e mask. Kana kai
go
whakeha mask ia o hataha ne prep. Pena kai
go
ke e ai ham hak whaka au hai hau whanga whatapuna e hoko. Aini o kai mask ki ngahi tai mini, he? O
go yeah
distribute. Ka koe whakairi whia, koe, we had to stay home stay in. He kono uhi ngā koe e funa e talape koe very, very dangerous ki kakai koe o hange koe asthma, o very upper respiratory
right
problem.
respiratory right
Io. Pea na e lahi e mate, ko toko ni ma fitu na e mate pea puria pea instantly. Because
right
people were
they
caught by
must have been
surprise.
buried huh
Yes. Ka koe, alo koe, I don't know how far upward to the sky na e. Mahale whakamatala mai pehe e
Yes,
Polkalama.
it's kind of very close to you. Yeah, bringing you
Yes.
some memories of what happened back in the days. Hello, Watukia Nicole.
Oh, yes. Io ko, hi, Nicole. Si Nicole foka tau fen fika auraki ia he e tau Polkalama maupe. Good evening, Brenda and Emeline. Malo ai ngau e me Seattle. Peak whakawhita ke eki he mea kotoa pe malo.
Amen. Amen to that.
Ia.
Okay, I'm gonna put the Mons and Helen, bring some memory back in here, and the aftermath.
The aftermath. Ia.
Yeah.
On the planet, and with good reason. It is still active, and more than 3 decades to the day after it launched a stunning and destructive display of lava and ash, it continues to transform a region and its ecology. Even now, scientists are still learning about the aftermath and how some life is emerging from the ashes. Science correspondent Miles O'Brien has the story, part of our new weekly series about exploring the leading edge of science.
36 years after its spectacular, deadly eruption, Mount St. Helens still rumbles and bears scars from that earth-shattering day. But hike down the slopes, away from the jagged crater just a little, and you'll see Mother Nature hard at work. And there's a good chance you'll bump into a team of scientists led by John Bishop. He is an evolutionary biologist at Washington State University, Vancouver.
The goal of our research is to understand how plant and animal communities reform after a catastrophic disturbance.
Bishop is one of a select group of researchers studying this rebound from a volcanic eruption. Back in 1980, Mount St. Helens had given scientists all kinds of clues that a big disturbance was brewing. 2 months before it blew, the volcano was venting huge amounts of steam, and there was a series of earthquakes. Even with all those ominous signs, the eruption was larger than anyone predicted. It happened at 8:32 on the morning of May 18, 1980. An earthquake caused the north face of the mountain to collapse.
After that, it uncorked an explosion that was directed horizontally and leveled the forest to 13 miles out from the volcano.
The eruption column of volcanic ash and gas rose 80,000 feet, while a tsunami of 1,800-degree gas and rock raced down the valley at 450 miles an hour, a so-called pyroclastic flow.
Anything biological that was remaining after the landslide would have been completely vaporized. It was just a barren landscape, gray and pumice-colored.
It killed every living thing in a 230 square mile area. What was left was akin to a moonscape. 57 people died. Some remains were never recovered. Bishop and his team have had a front row seat as nature got busy bringing this place back to life. They wanted to know where it begins and how it takes root. Here, it started with these purple flowers. Alpine lupin were the first plants to return. For many years, they were pretty much the only game in town. But as they went through their life cycles over several seasons, they created soil from the volcanic ash. And that made it possible for woody plants, like the Sitka willow, to find a home. They are how a forest gets started, but it hasn't been easy for them.
One of the things we've realized about these willows is that they're not getting big. That's important because they create habitat for birds and mammals. We've learned that these landscapes are characterized by extreme instability in the populations of the plants and animals that colonize them.
In a recovering ecosystem like this one, where just a few species have managed to regain a toehold, even seemingly insignificant pests can play an outsized role in how the landscape bounces back. These weevils are an invasive species with a particular taste for the Sitka willow.
Any stem larger than about 1 centimeter is usually destroyed by this weevil. And the effect of it is to keep these plants small, not let them form the architecture, the seeds for
Funky me
The bishop says it's important to remember we're
Oh
still
my
early on
goodness.
in what will be a very long game. He says the plants and
Yes.
insects will battle it out over time, and eventually the ecosystem will become more diverse, more stable, and this will be a forest again.
When I'm out there working on the pumice plain, one moment I'll look around and I'll be stunned by the amount of vegetation and the number of birds that are present. But then the next moment I step back and I think, there was hardly anything here. We're centuries away from replacing the old growth forest that was there.
Mount St. Helens is the perfect place to test an important question in ecology. Life does go on, but how? John Bishop will keep looking for the answer here, unless Mount St. Helens awakens and reboots the landscape once again. Miles O'Brien, the PBS NewsHour.
Wow. There were 900,000 tons of ashes. Huh?
Mount St. Helens.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
That was a very good video. Meron tafarawat ko kaya tainimi prenda ki Tonga. But the lava I fonwa ke no fo I don't know. Mahalo fema Tonga ke fete ko kotoi ki baba ope ko fonwa ko ya kai tuwanga with the Tonga tapuya ke rebuild I mean mate I ta ko na tasio and naya he programa ni hota.
Yes.
Ilifuka mo Kolomotua. Most of those places is covered with ashes,
Yeah.
Wow.
Koe hopefully pe kapau ia uha e ngai fu uha lahi matu ko alo atun ki maasi.
Koia.
Ko ngahi ko uha iyo. Pea moe a wha mga me pe. Hopefully pe ko hai ai findings ai kau scientists me asteleria na wo assess e ponua o ko iai ha whahinga mea te nau putu ke ata ke tokoni ke kakai ke nau prevent themselves me he miha whai hange ko nau o koe ke ngowe e anga whewhe e nau wala ke kere should they touch the soil with the ashes in it or peku o kai ke tonu ke nau wala ki ai peku ia kakai o ku hange pe ko tau tala noa I he tau health talk about isitoma,
Yes, mycetoma.
Mycetoma.
Right.
Oku unknown au pito e kai ke hepe ke iai ha whainga guideline pe moha information for a scientist ke si I tuku at ke kakai ke nau tokanga ma nau mea tokoni,
Oh yeah. That's why I cannot wait for Dr. Ray to be showing up over here to assess us if what need to be done and not, what people need to be aware of. Kako tuipe ka awareness ya si kamemo nga pe ke tau ilo I o ku nau ma we vai ki na wino. Mo e fai he ko talat ka ko osi ko ni I mahama etahi, but there's going to be a lot of bad stuff coming out under the ground,
Yeah.
A lot of them, quite forget has sewage system in Tonga, I don't know. But those are the things that I have a concern about that, So
Yeah.
and it's good, Brenda, how share my memories with brought up this Mount St. Helen because look at Lauka, I go scientists. It takes years to rebuild,
Rebuild.
Yeah,
Kita vegetation, tupu.
exactly.
Hange ko tau flowers si Tonga mantu o flourish out pito. I plant, go shrubs, go grass. How is it gonna be?
Right. When we're gonna ask Michael Ofato and somebody sent me a video. I for Ofato. I think it's have like more protein in that little olfato than the beef. But they say you have to eat almost like something, either 70 or 700 of them to get that much of a protein. I go oku ihe pulu, but at the same time, I tell you, the question was given to me: Are you gonna eat it? If I'm not sure about that, but they can't be.
Yeah.
But look at that. I'm gonna if it going area going here. Because somebody just sent me a spouse from New Zealand to send me that video of we go hoo hoo grub. Eh?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, and then she asked me the question, Tekekai, Emeline or not? I have not answered to her, but that's how much protein in that little thing, more than the
Io,
beef.
ka koe tau sa ki he tahi. He ki he tahi. Ai koe tau seashells o affect
Yes, it's really
yes,
affecting right now.
everything.
Yes.
Io.
Pagka tao ila tato pag affect underwater o ku alua o kibaba. Pag mante ko tonga ko tao tolu ko mawanga mo ui me tahi ai ika
Yes.
me. I am pretty sure I can't wait to see those pictures. Pero hake ika mo ngahi me atahi ha feitu, you know, because
Io. Now sio ki
I
he
heard
video.
somebody said there was
Ia, now sio ke foi video na tuku mai Yvonne he talakoula.
Koya.
O ku hake I ka he feitu ka na e kai ke iai ha sio pe ko feitu ui fe.
Koya.
Pe ko
Koya.
haapai, pe ko wawa, pe ko tonga, he?
Koya.
He ko te whakaukau a te hake atu e tahi me wafko vuna whai ko ia ke waf Amerika, a ke waf Kunsalo, te all front
Koya.
side areas here. Pena e
Right.
ave I ka tuku at ki haratau wha, pe ko where, you know.
Right.
Mantu ko se ka kaifuke he alu. So,
Nakapeka ako, I'm gonna bring in the other one video going to be
yeah,
here. 9 News going to be Australiana Galawe.
yes, yes,
Let me check on that while we.
yeah. Kono
Okay.
winga pe
Kani
ya
ka ta tala no
Emeline.
kani ki he mea, eh?
Yes,
Ka tala no kani ki he hanga kani I toxic kani I ea, eh? So
yeah,
and
yes,
that's gonna be the very concern for us in Tonga right now. I toxic, eh?
yeah.
So while we are trying
Ko
to.
mea ia e ua la lahi hoko ko I tonga, ko toxic ai ea pe mo contaminate a vai.
Koya,
Ko
koya,
kovi
koya,
a pitore vai ia ki hato e ngawe aki I he taimini ki he inu sino pe ko hawha inga mea.
Waves of
koya. So, and let me bring that out together. Siokiai.
Okay.
Kake ka program for he whawhini ko e mahanga pe o komi mai ngahi information ke tau ke tau haka ni ke tau
Share.
siokiai e ngahi mea kona hoko, eh? So,
a massive underwater volcano on the doorstep of the Pacific island of Tonga. It's triggered a tsunami that's engulfed the island nation, waves reaching as far as Australia and Alaska. Tonight, there are reports Tonga is struggling with toxic air and contaminated water. Communications are crippled, leaving relatives in Australia desperate
Echo.
for news. And there's a warning another eruption could happen at any time.
whoa,
Eddie
Oh,
Mark,
that's scary.
no.
It's been described as the most violent eruption captured on satellite, with the equivalent force of a magnitude 5.8 earthquake. At sea level, the eruption resembled a mushroom cloud, a mass of steam, ash and rock surging out of the ocean 20 kilometres into the air. Within 20 minutes, a rush of waves hit the tiny island nation. Startled locals rushed to find higher ground as water crashed its way through. A river flooding streets and buildings, including this church. Some were caught out by the rising tide. Panicked locals rushed to get to safety, jamming streets. This volcano erupted with a rude shock in the late afternoon local time.
We're all standing up. My hand is shaking. What am I gonna do? Can you guys hear that? It keeps bursting. Hey, okay. See that? You guys see the smoke coming up? Masiif. Ew, the volcano. It's the volcano.
The explosions ever more insistent.
Oh no. Can you guys hear that? Oh my gosh. Man, it's loud. It's shaking the island. Look at all that. That's all from the volcano. There it goes. Is your ears popping? Oh!
Ôi ôi. Cái tai là có ai mẹ ấy.
Kaya pa daw nè.
Ew. But it affects the ears.
This desperate mum then rushes to gather her children.
Everybody get up. Let's go. Just get up. Get up.
Her anxiety rising with every passing second.
The volcano is erupting. It keeps erupting. Get up. Let's get far from here.
Others trying to stay calm as the volcano continued to make its presence felt long after the eruption subsided.
So it's currently raining volcanic rocks or ashes right now.
Staying indoors
because it's really bad out there on the sheets.
At the
See,
other
they're
end of that
putting
all
on
before
their
Kalau,
mask.
Nele Sinaba Kafusi, now worried about her sister, brother and nephew.
Pretty much stayed up all night. I was pretty anxious. Up to now, we haven't even heard anything from them. So we're all pretty worried, and yeah, it's heartbreaking.
Hinamoa Aholele was talking to her grandmother when she heard eruptions in the background.
Just hearing her talk on the phone, how scared she was, and the big explosion.
Mele Leapai hasn't seen her 7-year-old daughter in Tonga for 3 years because of COVID. She was trying to comfort her as ash and rocks rained down on the roof of her parents' car.
I could hear, sorry, I'm getting emotional. I could hear my 7-year-old in the background crying. And I said, what's happening? Mom said, oh, she's crying because she's scared.
The volcano erupted 65 kilometres north of the Tongan capital, Nuku'alofa, at 3:10 p.m. yesterday afternoon, Australian Eastern Daylight Saving Time. And from this tiny speck in the Pacific Ocean, shockwaves across the globe. Tsunami warnings were issued for Pacific Islands, including Fiji, Samoa, Hawaii, and Norfolk and Lord Howe Islands, along with the Australian East Coast, Japan, the US, and Canadian Pacific Coast. The impact stretched to New Zealand, Ecuador, Peru, and Chile. The Bureau of Meteorology says those shockwaves travelled at more than 1,000 kilometres an hour, reaching almost 7,000 kilometres to Perth, with the sonic boom heard in Alaska, almost 10,000 kilometres away. In Peru, tsunami waves crashed through a market, washing away stalls and goods, sending panicked shoppers running.
See, it affects South America also.
Tsunami
Peru.
sirens were heard in Ecuador, with good reason. Fishing boats at sea riding rolling tsunami waves.
Oh my
In
goodness.
Chile too, sirens blared as swimmers left the beach because of a strong surge of water. The waves here reached as high as 1.4 metres. In Santa Cruz, California, the rising tide caused minor flooding, but plenty of warnings. Damage too to fishing boats large and small in Japan's south. A 2-metre tidal surge and large waves washing ashore sank a number of boats and damaged others at a marina in New Zealand's far north. Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern in touch with her Pacific neighbours.
Shops along the coast have been damaged and significant cleanup will be needed. Nuku'alofa is covered in thick film of volcanic dust, but otherwise conditions are calm and stable. We've not yet received news from other coastal areas of Tongatapu or the outer islands yet.
Everything in deeply religious Tonga is usually closed on Sundays, but the Prime Minister has declared stores and bakeries can open so people can get supplies. International phone lines largely remain cut, but power is slowly being restored. Australia plans to send a surveillance flight tomorrow morning to assess damage along with
we are preparing for humanitarian assistance through a C-130 flight that could be deployed from Brisbane, things like tarpaulins, water, cooking equipment.
It's a start and more will follow once communications are restored. So far, there have been no reports of deaths or injuries in Tonga, but this was 7 times more powerful than the eruption on December 20 last year. Eddie Meyer, 9 News.
And this is breaking as we go to where these are pictures coming out of Tonga showing the extent of the damage from the volcanic eruption and tsunami. Roads are flooded, walls and fences have crumbled. At this point, there are no reports of deaths or injuries. Well, many Tongans have made their home among us. Others come for seasonal work. Their presence never more valued than now, during COVID. The distance and the breakdown in communication systems has them desperately worried about families and friends back home.
Was the blast that shattered the stillness of an island nation. But thousands of kilometres away, it's left a silence that's hard to bear.
You feel so helpless, you can't do anything.
Speaking to her sister, Lupita, late yesterday, 18-year-old Isabella Fennick in Newcastle, too far away to help, but listening on as disaster struck.
It was like really loud, everything was shaking, sounded like hail, but it was all just like the ashfall and rock from the volcano itself. And you could hear like massive explosions, like they sounded like fireworks. I didn't sleep last night and I stayed up all night.
In Sydney, no word either from Reverend Marta Javier Hilio's sister since yesterday.
My sister's home is on the foreshore. I am certain that she is not there, but hopefully have gone to higher ground. It's leaving messages in hope that she will pick up a bar of internet.
More than 30,000 Tongans live in Australia are worried. Community today gathered online to watch home broadcasts. Here, COVID is limiting gatherings, but they're keeping the faith.
Just the thought of knowing how our families live in Tonga with so little, to imagine what they are going through right now, particularly during the night time. We've had this whole prayer chain that's been going during the night because we know that when it's nighttime in Tonga, there's no light.
There's going to be a need, a desperate need, urgent need for help from Australia and New Zealand.
Our country is among Tonga's closest neighbours, and even here on our packed beaches, the island disaster is being felt. The event triggering a tsunami warning right along Australia's east coast. The SES sounding the alarm at Bondi at 10:30 last night.
Please get off the beach.
Doesn't look like the ocean is going to turn into a tsunami. I've got no idea.
Today, the Nutrigrain Iron Series cancelled.
As a public safety organisation, we've got a responsibility to the community and to our members to make sure we remain safe.
This is way bigger than what the Ironman series is.
The National Mythers Carnival at Manly, a smaller event thanks to COVID, and this morning, landlocked.
Beach events are still running, even though the water is closed to all public.
Maroubra, Coogee, Balmoral, people told East Coast beaches were off limits, but no major waves, and from swimmers, no major.
That was
very informative.
Yeah, very informative. And not only that, Brenda, but it's kind of very sad to see the community trying to find something from Tonga. But we know now it might going to take 2 weeks to have all those phone
put together.
Yes. Magda miata foi hiva. Foi himi.
Wow, fine. Kak wa pe ke Australia unau tatau pe mutau toro. Si whakau
Maka whai hiwa koe ni himi aku mau inga peke tau.
Iyo. Tatau ai pepe koe haka koe hiwa mo himi.
Whanonga ngai whai himi.
Yeah, guapa.
Brenda, that's so beautiful. I think mahalo pe oku nau text and nai he konsela. Pastor, Honorable Sela Turkia. Hopefully pe some days this week or next week humai ke tau programa. Ye taimi ko ni tene maya ha update me tonga. Na fa fe and nai ke humai ke tau programa. But she's waiting for an update from Tonga, and then she'll let us know the time. But that would be a good thing. Giving ke yaha have update my hangaton may Tonga me puranga. That would be
Yes.
nice. Eh?
Yes. I look forward to Tonga kotoa.
Yes, look forward.
Whanua mai,
Right.
iyo.
Kaku lai pe da au fe ya ni popo ki Tonga o ku ke farm ke ngawa ke platform ko ni, just let me know. Inbox me your email, I can send to you. Ke lava ke humai o fa hoka to popo ki o go se ho pe ku fele ai ngahi family mo ngahi maheni e na hoha ki Tonga. Ka ko update pe na ta ma mai Brenda ko I OCIP communication, but I think right now the priority is for the government. But I have may fahinga pe we are in our satellite communication with the internet. Kung may mahingaya ko slava fitu tak may tonga kitu pagos mahina may kumuuye uhila.
Yes. A whole mahal ko big portion ni anu ko alofa ko osi a whole ko uhila ke u api ko ya.
Right. Kaya ko love information ko na datuka dan hota ang moto ko na mo fanong may fefini ko tahi na ha we tahi o may may ki mga fa ko ni uliti wata. But I tell you, Brenda, it's still a blessing for Tonga. Nada may programa ko ni as Mount St. Helen, Brenda. Tonga ekusio ko kiai ke utago na ta omai anenai ko ke me. I don't think so. O Tonga ke magnitude ko o have eruption ko ay mo nga ya. Te sat kita ya na to ton ke ali to nga damage ko ni ani na hoko Mount St. Helen
Yes.
Nagumono ia pe Tonga ia ku te ke fu we did not see ke tanumia e u api So, but we will know by the hour and by the days. More information will come out. Kita ilo ay ngahi me but we keep an eye and we keep our ears open. Kewinga ke maumay ngahi information kita tukwa nga ke mau pemo watu pe ngahi himi ke fafi mari aki mo.
Yes.
Panonga aki ngahi hoha o tau ilo ipe o ku lahi pita ngahi family o ku itonga and around the population they were talking about koe walumano, But at the same time, koe kilomita koe ne ononima, me nuku alofa. That is so close, Brenda. That's koe matiko tau no family ka niu tau ngake maile for many years now. And
Yeah.
when I look at the 65 kilometers, koe maile pe e whanoa. That is very close.
Me whanoa pia me he ongo
They,
hungai. Ongo
no.
hungai ki tonga.
Yes, I whanoa me nuku alofa ki he ongo hunga aini koini na e.
Yes.
Na e
Yes.
whai e koine eruption ni. That is a very close ki ku siwa ke.
Proximity. Yeah.
Yes.
Close proximity. Kam te si atu pe, Meline. Whakakau ata oku mai leo no pe fia. Tako oku whanoa. Which
Yes.
give Tonga a very close safety net. Me he tsunami, real tsunami pea more footage, Ka pau na koha na eofi mai, hangi ko whakaukau.
Kaku kusio koe ki ai Brenda oku. Aia tape koe maile whanoa me ia te au. I think maybe ki it's not far. I don't think so. It's to Seattle. I don't know if I'm like
Past
40 miles.
Seattle.
Yeah, partial. But I tell you, ko foi puna ko ni na asi ko na e fute e ni mamano ki olunga. Ni mamano ni mafe ki olunga. And imagine that one will come down and cover a 40-mile. I mean, the 40-mile is so close. I mean, a huge eruption ko ni. But I tell you, okay, falala ka kato peke o tua mo tau he o tua ko tau ki whanua. Because
Yeah, extra.
that 80,000 could have been all perished by now, hey?
Yes.
How the magnitude of this eruption, hey?
Eline, ko uhinga fokia e tahu mai o porokalama ki tu a pe amo o mai ma o pe ngahi hiva ke tau whanongo ki he ngahi ofa e ki o whaika ki tau toru.
Ko
Na
ia.
mo mana manatu pe ka ki tau toru. It's about time for us to wake up. O kai ke toi totonu e ke tau tā koto or
Yes.
just not do anything. Get up and just feel the air. Mo ke whakaukau, e wanga whewhe ho aho a pongpongi. Ngahi mea u fotu tu uki ai, he kono uhinga. Koe toki haken, e pe au kula like official, I
Yes,
tonga.
I tonga. And I
Eh,
whalau mo peka na kai peke
kai
hake.
peke hauko,
And speaking of that, I think the time peke mahata for a himi, because
Yes.
I will allow if a lot of my families and friends online, a lot of them are worried about Kitonga.
Yes.
I am too. He ko ku no for going to whakaukawa to ko ni ki he like they said ko me ko eruption ko ni it never it happened like 1,000 years ago, but this is the kone toktoi hokoen,
Yeah.
and with this magnitude, Brenda, and then we look at Mount St. Helen at the time at night, this could have been worse than what it is now. But
Yes.
when the ngai ata kon ko mai kon ni he so tia no sila mo mea, I guarantee you, I we have hope for Tonga, but at the same time, this little ash is going to unekava atonga o e yai pe and is and affect ne for a long term ke fonua,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna bring hata for you, swear.
Yeah.
Um,
Alo. Koe hae uhinga e usu. Is that old folk
Don't,
music?
I think you're asking a wrong person, Brenda.
Oh, my dad's composition. Kau hiva ngere ia.
Yes. Ako tao ya.
Yeah. Koe ai pe mama o pate pare mea fo. tiene a hueco, Cuestión. They are not even singing. Sai pensione ku tau whima pe tau toke tau whanongo ke hiwa mono lea. Ka pau koe fu stone picture inia, it's okay. Mako kau angelo pe o hiwa. The mentality e Tonga na akamai ke nau rotu ai ni iyo si he paingata ia. Oh, they are jokes. But anyway, these are music we have not heard for 30 years.
Mana
Malo line.
tata tawa ka to e.
Is we he?
Ko ha to e ta e ku pak asione ma fe ma pe ke ta hu mai pe ta o asi mai ka lele mai hiva. But anyway, uh, on top of the hour, if you have any other update, Brenda, ka koe Maria apito hiva ko mai he pewhini, koe atia ka whanonga atu ka ki motolu o ko mo nofo ho haa ki Tonga, ko me pen te tau whai te tainimi, ka koe me pek tau ilo, ko o se arifo e waka ki Tonga ke ngahi ke polo. So that's a good sign, pa ko talamai ko siula uhila. Kino Kualofa. So those are the good positive things, and we continue to keep our fingers crossed with
Yeah.
our lot to pay.
Go yeah. I think it's very important now maha was mahino pe ki Tonga pa pe he ki o pe o whakalolo mai e mea o si hoko ko ta whanua.
Ko yeah.
Ko kai ke ai ha lahi, o kai ke lahi ha option. Ke lava ke 10 ke ai ha focus ke si I self-sustain e ngahi mea o hoko I Tonga ahe.
Ko yeah.
Oh yeah, malo Nicole.
Ko Nicole, ka kai whai whinihiwa ne taine ko Brenda. So, yes, au kumari au pito pe a ngahi himi koni nama wat he whawhini he koe ke hoko pe koe whakadonga ke family pea moe kakai Tonga o kunau nofo I muri nau ho
Yeah.
haa atu ki he kāinga I Tonga ka o kutau osi ilo pe o ku osi ia o e tokoni me New Zealand Australia ka koe it's gonna take 2 weeks ki mua ke ngā aue mai a ngahi
Yeah.
self
But there's sai gulo mama. Malo
yes.
Nicole.
Yes,
Yeah.
and we cannot wait to hear from Dr. Ray. So we're
Yeah.
missing Dr. Ray and Sissy of a big mo ilelepe and peheke tonga family, my family baba tonga ko tope. And then I have family tonga ka maha pai pe mo ewa o ku tau o whātu ki tonga ko tope mo fōnga whangata ai whewhini. Have any other update, Brenda? But they were maha whahibata ke ta whaosake.
Ai ha ta hiwa ke ta frau se aki kono uhinga he te tato e hu mai pe ma pompong.
Yes,
As
we can just
everything
come.
comes in.
Yes, we can come. I think I would tell my whahiwakan e mapa,
Yes, very good.
Te whahime te tau tātuku ake he whewhini. Kau kia hata, hau kia ha ne popa ki o whemau ke awhikitonga. Tuku mai pe I he Facebook a pe koe YouTube pa koe hape mea te ke access ki ai, ke lava ke mawha hoko atu ki ka ngā ki tonga. But at the same time, o wana ngalo ke mo subscribe mai ke my YouTube channel, ai ko Tonga World News, pia whamalo atu ke tako tope mo kau mai ke te mapau kalama, I he time ko tope ma kam live e, ma ofa atu.
Marie.
Oh yeah. I think I have some update.
Updates?
Yeah, kêu how
Yeah.
Và update ko ni ko how pe me kon I saw tia. So
Okay.
let me I have some pictures and also the update from the New Zealand Defence Force. Yeah?
Okay.
Just give me a minute. Okay, update pa ya ako ko ngaon no I'm uh, baka ko I saw tiyan no sila kitonga. And then I have some pictures that I can share. Let me the picture. There was only a like 45 minutes ago. Nahumay may tonga. I'm just gonna share them, Brenda.
You go ahead.
It's very important que daw siya kay ngay mechanical.
You.
Kaya ngay ta ko ni. This is amazing when I seen this
Yeah.
because we know that kaya ngay men ko ngay damage ko. Sige, ngay arifa ay ashes. I tell you, 40 miles away from the main island to have this type is still a blessing, yeah? Kaya,
Oh, yeah.
isa kay umalae ko o si Kaba ashes, eh? So I'm not sure where exactly this one here, but these are pictures, eh? I post my bed have best gun I saw there. And I would like to bring it in get our Siokia, yeah? Okay, Liverpool pa tao ki fonoa nga tao Sio, eh?
Yes. Yes.
Siokia. Wow. This is not. This is ko atua pe anga iksio kiai ko no malu ya tonga. E ko mau ya ko ni natasio ki mau ko no Mount St. Helen.
Yeah.
I don't think so na e ausia
Tonga.
Yeah, Tonga. Yeah, I mean the thing from Tonga is huger than the.
Yeah.
There were other pictures. If I'm still on the screen, yes, I'm still on the screen. I can bring out these pictures. Katawsiya na kung awen no sila. Kung na may ulungay.
Kuya, may makapunay.
Iya, ikaw
Ikaw to ko niya mahal una
Iya,
mo
ito niya assess ito nga. Yeah, but
I have a feeling that they went over above.
Yes,
Yes.
kabapunan. Yes, yes.
Yes.
Because this picture is from an aerial picture, may
Yeah, aerial, yes.
So this is
inside the plane.
Yes, assessing Tonga. So But it's good to know that the Tonga is getting the help. Uh, Aya ko kung aya
Wow.
I think there's more other pictures, but we can print that again tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yes.
Yes. Let me see that picture I took it post my and okay, so those are the pictures that we got anyway. At least we have an idea of how does the island look like right now. This is a blessing, I tell you. Ka whanua na ito kilangi.
Yes.
With this close proximity, like you said, maile whanoa pe me nukalofa. This little nukalofa could have already buried by this huge explosives,
Right.
and
Yeah.
but God is good, and we're grateful.
Yes.
Kia tau ki whanua.
Absolutely, yes.
Yes, and because that one comes in, I would like to tama peta for effective ke the faosa ke pon, and then we can come back tomorrow. Any update,
Yes.
we will come online again.
Yeah.
So,
Malo.
and thank you for choosing the song. This is beautiful. Those hymns are very appropriate. Kaya nga ko lahi apita family ko now. Si na for ha kitong. I want to make sure na kaya. Kata pa kay him ko ni natatahe aho ko ay tao whanau ko ni toloa ko ni ime. I wheka ni.
I
I
Tonga.
would I think they were sitting somewhere in Malai Wakapuna or somewhere, but I would
Yeah.
like to play that. Oh.
Oh, I like that one, Nini. I forgot what I said.
Yes. That is so powerful and beautiful. Brenda, we have something on the screen.
Ko Nicole. Good night. Malo e ma polo kalama whaafuofa o whalahi atu ki homo fofonga pehe kia Dr. Ray. Yeah, we're missing Dr. Ray for sure. O whaatu Nicole, malo au pito si I kau mai.
And then we have a request, Brenda, to bring in some of the pictures, and then Famalo to ki Solomon Savelio. It's a retired lieutenant commander, Navy at Tonga, for bringing the picture to us. And then I have somebody online. Can you read that, Brenda? And then let me bring in the pictures a little bit.
Yeah, go MD Emin Ahmed.
Mm.
Please pass picture again. See. Mahalo ko na finga get to post a picture
Yes, let
again.
me post it before we sign off.
Okay.
Some of the pictures going in who made me sotia.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we can see the aftermath picture.
Mm-hmm.
Sa tige os ko to ha ke mga maka to ko kito ki olunga.
Uh-huh.
Ay maka you see those?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Maka for so na gusto ko to.
Yeah, it is. Now sa ke for so ko ta for so ai fe tu algo sopu.
Yes, you know. Fefe damage ki palasi. Ko malaya na ko kava ko to. Haya hafali ki maka ha ko ni kili
Kili.
I currently Mahapik or I'm not sure where it is exactly, but ko tepe ma ko nga hitai ni na ewing may kaya Ahmed. So look at that. This is going to be a lot of work to do in Tonga. Nga baka na gusto kumain kito ay. Koya ngahitaya ko ni na I hope you seen those pictures, Ahmed. Thank you. Brenda, any final word from you before we go?
Ikai.
Koya. Famala to pick a more mai, then we'll good night and then we'll come until next time. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Tonga World News, for the latest update and also to watch our previous show. Good night.
Good night.